It's over. Joe Biden saying farewell to the White House. Let us set aside our hope for the next 4 years, and let's talk about the last 4 years because it deserves an analysis. What happened in this country during the last 4 years, I'll be very frank with you right now, it frightens me a great deal. And let me explain what I mean, because I don't think I've ever told you anything like that before on the show. It frightens me because what happened during the last 4 years, the evil these communists did with their power, from Joe Biden, attorney generals, these prosecutors, the evil things they did, it's what's in their heart. It's what they want to do. Those evil things that were done over the last 4 years were done for this reason. Let me explain. This is what we witnessed. Joe Biden got elected president of the United States of America. Got elected, okay? But anyway, let's set aside the 2020 election. But Joe Biden won the election. He walks into the White House, except Joe Biden's not a functional adult. We've known that now forever. Now the media is finding out, but you and I, we've known that forever. Where's the bathroom? Joe Biden has never been functional. Old, senile, weak, tired. Joe Biden, we now know from people who've said he's signing executive orders. He doesn't even know what they are. So what does that mean? How did that turn into what happened over the last 4 years? Well, Joe Biden, as president, is always going to keep the worst, most demonic parts of his party in check. Not because he cares. Joe Biden's an evil piece of trash himself. Joe Biden, as president, as a Democrat president, he would always want to keep the animals in check. Hey, you stay within these walls and you stay within these walls because it's better for him. If I let the animals go too crazy, then I look bad, then the Democrat Party looks bad. So I'm always going to, as president, step in and say, no, we're not doing that. Hold on. No, we're not creating an app that's going to bring in 1 million illegals. That's insane. Then we look bad. No, we're not going to do that. But that guy didn't exist, you see. He was already an evil, corrupt, selfish monster when he took over, but now he's a senile, evil, corrupt, selfish monster without the power or the knowledge to do those things. So he sat there like that for 4 years. So who ran the country? Well, who ran the country were his staffers, the people he packed into his administration. The people packed into the DOJ, packed into the FBI. And who are those people? The most vile, animalistic communists in the history of mankind. People who would, without question, send you and your mother to a work camp and execute both of you if they thought you were in the way. That's what's in the heart of the communist, and that's what the communist has always done. And so what our communists did in this country is they went crazy. Essentially, Dad, not that he's away, but Dad's a cadaver now, sitting there, but he's still got the credit card. And here you are, you can do whatever you want. And we spent 4 years being attacked by these people. And the reason it frightens me is this. What do they do when they get another 4? You don't see anybody. You have not to this day seen an ounce of contrition from the people who've done these evil acts. None of it. We shouldn't have done this. Maybe that was too far. There's been none of that at all. What do they do when they get another 4? And what do we now have to do in order to try to stop that from ever happening again? We have to do things we don't want to do. You understand Democrats have to be arrested, right? Not for being Democrats. We're not going to do what they do, but the people who've committed crimes with their power, they have to be arrested and tried and sent to prison. We're going to have to see that. There's a reason Joe Biden is handing out pardons. That was the big news from today besides the inauguration. He's pardoning preemptively Mark Milley, Anthony Fauci, backdating these pardons. Clear back to 2014, whatever he did between then and there. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they know they've committed mountains of crimes, prosecutable crimes, and they're trying to stop what must happen. It absolutely must happen, and it frightens me. What do we do? What do we do when these people take power? Again, remember what they did to the energy sector alone. They spent the last 4 years, the savages within the Democrat Party. attacking every working part of our energy sector. That's why your power bill's so high. That's why your gas bill's so high. Joe Biden bragged about it in a speech the communists wrote for him.
Russia's war only enhances the urgency of the need to transition the world off its dependence on fossil fuels.
So America is at the start of an historic transition.
But we are accelerating this transition to a clean energy future.
This is not a transition to be feared. It's a transformation to be seized.
We're in a transition, and transitions are complicated.
They can go electric, they can do heat pumps. This is how you transition.
They declared war on us. It's not about oil companies. That's a war on us. These people are all still here. What do we do? Remember that speech he gave? I'll never forget it as long as I live. In fact, I'm going to wrap up this segment with this because it'll be my lasting memory of the Joe Biden's presidency. Nothing else to me stood out like him standing. It's an official address, not a campaign event. An official address, he stood up with armed Marines behind him in uniform, and he called you the enemy.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. No matter what the white supremacists and the extremists say.
I'll never forget it. And I don't have a single kind word to say to that evil piece of trash on the way out the door. Joe, well, justice will come for you one day, one way or the other too, Joe. I doubt it'll come in this life. You're going to be pardoned and you'll be president now and you'll live the rest of your 2 years on a beach in Delaware. But God was watching, Joe. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.